And welcome back to Noon Edition. We have Lieutenant Alec Coil of the Lima Post of the State Highway Patrol with us today. First of all, thanks for joining us. Nice to meet you. And you've got 6 of the main core reasons as to why fatal accidents occur, and we want to talk about each of those.
Sure. So there's reasons why the crashes happen, and they can all be linked back to some type of driver error that causes those. But you're looking at these factors being failure to yield. Now that could be failing to yield the right-of-way or running a stop sign. All kind of falls into the same realm. If you travel left of center and there's a crash, driving off the roadway, following too close. So all of these factors could cause a crash, but it all kind of boils back down to some type of driver error that creates those situations.
We've got a graphic up on the screen right now that lists those main factors, and I'm assuming speeding is probably one of the biggest, especially in wintertime. People do not slow down for the weather conditions.
Yeah, so that's another factor would be the speed. Now, unsafe speed is it's kind of relative. So in the summertime, unsafe speed could be going way above the speed limit or above the speed limit. And in the wintertime, you could be under the speed limit, but it could be an unsafe speed for those conditions. So that's kind of a relative term. That's why it's not necessarily speeding as the cause, but unsafe speed for the conditions.
Something you sent me earlier that I kind of caught my eye was that 34% of fatal crashes take place between the hours of 5 p.m. and 10 p.m. I would have thought it would have been different hours, maybe overnight or even earlier in the morning. But what's the reasoning, do you think?
Well, you start to add in, and any kind of crash can happen at any time. So you don't want to say that certain crashes only happen at these times. But during those times, obviously you have a similar thing going on, just like in the morning where there's work traffic. Well, you have those evening hours, you have the work traffic going home, but then you accompany that with the more OVI traffic that would be out, and also this would be a time where most people are traveling to go shopping or go to whatever other place that they want to go to in their free time. That would happen all in that same time frame.
I know here in Allen County, we sit in an area where icing happens a lot because winter is just crazy. It seems like Mother Nature can't decide, do I want to rain today? Do I want to snow today? And icing seems to be a real problem, and it can just hit you with that black ice out of nowhere.
Yeah, and we're fortunate in Ohio. ODOT does a really, really good job with our roadways. And a lot of times they can prep those roads with their brine that they have, and sometimes they can't based on how the weather is, but they do a good job. The issue would be right in that 32 degrees, give or take, where it goes from warm to cold, and if there's any kind of precipitation before or after that time frame, then that's when ice can happen, and then bridges and overpasses will ice before the regular roadway that stays warmer because of the ground underneath.
I know we all think about 911 when we see an accident, but I did not realize there was actually a number that folks can call if they see an unsafe driver on the roads other than 911.
Yeah, if you're on, anywhere, you can call pound 677. That's our line that the Highway Patrol that you can call and report an unsafe driver or a reckless driver. You can still call 911 either way, so that would be up to the individual, but either of those things, pound 677 is geared more towards those type of drivers, where 911 is all encompassing for every kind of emergency that there might be, so it's up to the caller.
I know a lot of people like to think of the State Patrol as, well, they've just got to make their amount of, their quota of tickets, but you guys give a fair amount of warnings as well. You're not out there to be the bad guy all the time.
Well, absolutely. It's probably maybe twice as many warnings as there are citations. The idea behind all of it is to be visible for the public to see. That helps slow drivers down too, and so we're going to be out and about and doing those things, but we do it, all of it, for the education portion of it, where we're going to make sure that people know the state laws, and sometimes a citation is warranted, but a lot of times that education can be done with the warning.
Thank you very much for your time. Lieutenant Alec Coil of the State Highway Patrol. Don't go away. Medical news is coming up next on Noon Edition.